Hello, and welcome to Minecraft Jerusalem. I'm Robert, your host here, and I've made some changes since the previous episode. In fact, I've changed virtually everything. This is a different texture pack. As you know, I like to see a nice round moon in the sky, as well as a nice round sun, even though it's nice blocky Minecraft. But look at that texture. Well, maybe you can see it better in the daytime. I'm going to set the time today. There. And that's the sand texture. In this particular texture pack, it is a resolution of 128. This is Node's texture pack, and I really like it. I wanted to look that over. I've done something else as well. I have completely, from the ground up, reloaded this Minecraft Jerusalem terrain that we've talked about in the previous episodes so that it could be on the 1.13 version of Minecraft. And this has been accomplished. And look at this. This is the texture pack, and much nicer, don't you think? And it's, like I say, it's fairly high resolution at 128 pixels along each edge of the block, instead of just the 16 that you normally see in Minecraft. Let me give you an idea of what that looks like. See that? There, that's my avatar. Yeah, I know. I'm not Catholic. However, that's kind of universally seen as sort of the outfit of the clergy, and I thought I would just create a new skin for myself as well. Anyway, so and that's what the that's kind of what your 16-bit Minecraft looks like. You know, it's just 16 blocks per edge, and so the resolution isn't very high. Maybe I'll come up with a better looking skin later on, but I just wanted to give you a look at some of the textures that are available on the blocks that we will be building with. I am much happier with these. I think we can come up with something that looks just wonderful. And so many to choose from. I'm going to have to make a decision about whether to use the gold block in this texture pack or that block. That's called glowstone, and at nighttime it actually does glow. Why don't I show that to you? I'm going to set the time to night. As a matter of fact, why not midnight? There we go. Whoops, that didn't work, did it? Well, obviously Robert doesn't know everything about how to work this thing. And it wants it all in lowercase. You're learning with me, or maybe you already know. There. So, when it does this, the moon should be directly overhead. Did you even notice that it got dark? Well, no, because look at that. It just lights up everything around it. So, much of the temple itself was constructed in that manner with gold that was well lit, and you could see it from afar off in the in the daytime, I should say, with all of the gleaming white marble and the gold. You just about could not look upon it. It was just so blindingly bright. So lots of great stones and textures here to work with. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? And lots of different blocks in different styles. That'll be handy for making the columns. Hay baled. Yeah, there'll be a use for it. I don't know how much glass we'll put in. The sea lanterns, that's another thing that gives off light. I don't know that we'll be using that. Lots of colors of concrete powders. I've only shown those. Those are useful. Your red sandstone. I may get a chance to use some of that. You'll see with this color, for example, I may be able to use something like that, or this, I'm not sure, for the roofs in some of the places. These are the coral colors. Now, these aren't the vibrant living coral. In regular Minecraft, these are just absolutely much more desaturated, just shades of gray, really. But they provide interesting textures. Again, this is something I don't know that I will find much use for here. That might look like a pretty decent rug or something, I don't know. And again, more textures that are possible. I don't see much ice in ancient Jerusalem, however. Not sure what I would use that for. And it may be possible to use some of these, I'm not sure. Another possibility down the road is to perhaps create our own textures that we might add to a texture pack like this, and to replace some certain textures and use those instead and modify it. And of course, anything we do here we'll publish and let you know where this came from and where you can download it yourself and give these people credit for the hard work that they did, even if we make some changes particular to Minecraft Jerusalem. Now here's something else that I did. I mentioned that I had downloaded this again from the very start. See that chicken? You know where that chicken came from? That chicken came from this grass block set over here. He just spawned right there. Or she did, because she laid an egg. What I did when I rebuilt this world is, instead of laying out the various lines in colored stone, I used a tool to raise up little bits and to draw lines in the sand with additional bits of stone just lifted straight up from the terrain, which is mostly sand and sandstone. This remains a plains biome, which is why I had a chicken spawn off of that piece of grass right there. So this is the line of the city wall, and this is where the grounds of the temple begin. And this is the great set of covered columns, the big porch along the south side. There'll be more porches here, like along the east side. And I'm going to fly out a little bit and just show you a little bit of what I've done, because what I am about to do is set to work on wireframing out the walls. Look at this. This is the level that all of this is going to be encased in. And I've used a particular texture. It's available in Minecraft 1.13, and this is called Stripped Birch, and I'll show you why I used that. Let me come down here to the ground level so that you can see as you walk along there. I thought that would look like something like stone pavers, and as you can see, I have set them out perpendicular to one another, and that's to give a regular and yet not consistent appearance. Here you'll notice I am here now at the western wall of the retaining wall of this temple, and one of the reasons I did this is, first of all, it laid out the pattern for me the way I wanted it laid out, and also I took it out to this extent so that I could reach this wall right here, and I did that on, I think I managed to hit all 4 walls that way. There's our sun setting. I'm going to, again, adjust the time because I like it to be daytime while I'm working. Most of the time. Sometimes if I'm doing something repetitive, it just doesn't matter. I can let it be night, and that's when I love to see that move. So you could have just... The trouble is that I can't quite manage that everywhere, can I? Well, I mean, I could, but that makes huge mortise joints. And the actual stones of the temple were mortised so tightly. As a matter of fact, they weren't mortised at all, I don't believe. I think they were, is that correct? Well, there was no mortar, let me put it that way. But I mean, you could do that, and from a great distance, and you are meant to look at this from a great distance, that would certainly give you the effect of a gigantic wall with huge, huge stones. Mm. And the color palette's not bad there. Again, the problem here is that the bricks were so tightly together that you couldn't get a knife in between them. It was really, really extremely well constructed. Now these are building blocks here in this line. Sometimes you have to go with a different kind of block. And again, just trying different things out. You can certainly make it look as if you have huge stones. I think I may have to go with a more subtle effect than what I'm seeing here, and that may involve just using the regular sandstone and the smooth sandstone. That seems to be I can make these apparent stones even larger. Sandstone stairs. Let's get in there and see what happens. Whoops. With sandstone stairs. Let's step back from that. Okay. I think I like that a little bit better. How does that look? I'm just showing you part of the creative process here in Minecraft. There. Now, I think I like that better. And if I make the stones even larger, then that might just work. And so instead of mixing stones, I can use smooth stones, and then in the background, use stones like these. I mean, you could do that so that you've got some... And some Minecrafters are very good at placing their blocks and what have you, so that you get irregularities, sort of like that, and you have a suggestion that the stones are not cut perfectly square, and so you can use just little holes like that, and you don't necessarily go through and have all of these stairs in this uniform fashion here. You just make it kind of sort of like what you want it to be, and then it often looks even better. I mean, there are ways you can place your stairs so that you wind up with little holes like that, or with holes like that. So, I'm going to play with that off camera and look into that a little bit more. And maybe we'll have some progress by the time we next have an adventure in Minecraft Jerusalem.